Hi everybody, and welcome to our last lesson in our animal unit. Today we're going to be talking about a very special man and his very special family. Today we're going to be talking about somebody that was mentioned in your news to you, Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin is what we call an animal hero because he helped rescue so many animals. He even opened his own zoo that he ran with his wife Terry, his son Robert, and his daughter Bindi. Unfortunately, Steve died working with animals, and that makes us really sad. But sometimes working with animals can be dangerous, especially when you're trying to relocate them to different areas. So today we're going to talk about Steve Irwin and his wife Terry and his daughter Bindi and his son Robert and their awesome zoo. And we are going to learn all about what they do to help protect animals. I am so excited to read this book with you guys. So we're going to learn all about Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin was a conservationist. He worked to protect wildlife. He is best known for his work with crocodiles. He was even known as the crocodile hunter. But Irwin actually tried to prevent crocodile hunting. He caught crocodiles that were in danger. So here's a couple pictures of him. He caught crocodiles that were in danger. He didn't try to hurt crocodiles. But if a crocodile was somewhere that it wasn't supposed to be, he would take them. He would take all the crocodiles and put them in places that they would like to be and that they were allowed to be in. Or if they were hurt, he would take them to his zoo or the veterinarian to get help. And that is why he's awesome. Steve was born Stephen Robert Irwin. His parents were Bob and Lynn. Steve grew up in Beerwah, Australia. His parents ran a wildlife park there. The park was home to kangaroos and crocodiles, snakes, and other animals also lived there. Would you like to have a zoo at your house? I think that'd be really cool. I think it'd be cool to have kangaroos. You could hop around with snakes you could slither with. I think it'd be so cool. A love of reptiles. Irwin's family loved reptiles. The dad was a herbologist. Lynn cared for hurt animals. Young Steve and his two sisters worked at the park. Steve loved reptiles the most. He helped catch his crocodiles with his father. The Irwin's Park was called the Beerwah Reptile Park. It was later renamed the Australia Zoo. Look at these tortoises. Those were in his backyard at the reptile center when they grew up. I think that'd be so cool. Starting work. After high school, Irwin worked at his family's park. He also worked for the Australian government when Irwin trapped problem crocodiles. Some of them lived too close to people. Others were in danger of poachers. Poachers are people that want to hurt animals. Irwin sometimes videotaped his work. A television producer saw the tapes and wanted to make a TV movie. Irwin's dog, Suey, often went with him on his croc-catching trips. So Steve would take crocodiles that were too close to people, or maybe even in someone's backyard, and he would take them back to the swamp where they belonged. Him and his dog, Suey. That's cool. TV and family. Irwin's movie aired in 1992. It was called The Crocodile Hunter. Meanwhile, Irwin was running the wildlife park. He married Terry Raines on June 4th, 1992, and they had 2 children. Bindi was born in 1998, and Robert was born in 2003. So here's his wife Terry, his daughter Bindi, and his son Robert when they were little. Robert's 16 now, the same age as some of you. And Bindi's in her 20s. And then there's Steve, Terry, and a big old croc. That is so cool. Viewers loved Irwin's movie. It became a series on the show. Irwin caught crocodiles and other animals. Irwin only caught animals that were in danger. He moved them to safer areas. He warned about ruining animals' habitats. By the Crocodile Hunter was shown around the world. That's really cool. Look at that snake. That's awesome. It's so good that he helped save so many animals and snakes. Some people don't like snakes, and they want to hurt them. But Steve wanted to make sure that all snakes were safe, because he believed that all animals were our friends. Steve and Terry worked together to catch crocodiles. Sometimes they set traps with nets. Irwin also wrestled crocodiles. The first time he jumped on an animal's back. Then he ties the croc's jaws shut. He covered the croc's eyes to keep it calm. And then Irwin could safely move the animal. Irwin's methods for safety in catching and moving crocodiles are still used today. Look at what he's on top of. A crocodile. I think I'd be too scared to jump on top of a crocodile, even if it had ropes on its mouth. But he did, and I'm glad he did, because he's helped save so many animals. Wildlife warrior. Irwin cared about all animals. He and Terry started Wildlife Warriors in 2002. It works to protect animals and their habitats. In 2004, Wildlife Warriors opened an animal hospital. It's at the Australia Zoo in Queensland, Australia. So there's his daughter Bindi now. And then here is the animal hospital that's open at the zoo. So sometimes when you find animals in Australia, when people find animals that are in danger, like this koala bear, they take it to the zoo to get help. And then they release it back in the wild. And that's awesome. A life's work. Irwin spent his life fighting for animals. In 2006, he was filming stingrays near Australia. A stingray stabbed Steve. He died shortly after, but his family carries on his work. Irwin's changed the way people see crocodiles and other wildlife. So unfortunately, he died. But what's really cool is that his family, so his little girl Bindi, who's growing up now, here's her now. She's not a little girl anymore, but she was when he died. And her brother and her mom keep the zoo open. And they are still helping animals today. More about Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin first worked with crocodiles when he was 9 years old. Australians celebrate Steve Irwin Day each November. Crocodile Hunter was shown in more than 100 countries. So it was in Australia, and it came all the way to the US. It went all over the world. And that is all about Steve Irwin. So my question to you is, would you like a zoo at your house, or would you like to live at a zoo? I think it would be really cool to live at a zoo. I would love that. But would you like that? Let me know if you would like that or if you wouldn't like that. And let me know why. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you all on Monday. Bye, guys.